Again, as we show live pictures from the UCLA Medical Center in Los Angeles, again, NBC News reporting that Michael Jackson has died, 50 years old, from Gary, Indiana.
What kind of sentence should he receive, Latoya?
Death penalty. That's what he should be on the firing.
They murdered my brother, and they know who they are. It's not just Dr. Murray, I promise you that. It's more people involved.
This is it, here I stand, I'm the light of the world.
The King of Pop, Mr. Michael Jackson.
I love you so much. Thank you all. This is it. This is it. But I just want to say that these will be my final show performances in London. This will be it. This is it. And when I say this is it, it really means this is it. Because I'll be performing the songs my fans want to hear. This is it. I mean, this is really it. This is the final curtain call. Okay? And I'll see you in July. And I love you. I really do. You have to know that I love you so much. Really. From the bottom of my heart. This is it. And see you in July.
And there we go. Thank you very much one more time, ladies and gentlemen. The King of Pop, Michael Jackson. Was that weird for you too? Wasn't it amazing? He was like that close. So, 10 concerts beginning July 8th. The event of the summer, the concert of 2009 and of the decade. 10 shows. He said it today, his last shows, that's all he's doing. And here is how to purchase tickets, starting from today.
This is it. Here I stand. I'm the light of the world. I feel grand. This love I can feel, and I know yes for sure it is real. And it feels as though I've seen your face 1,000 times.
Michael Jackson's concerts in Britain have sold out within 5 hours of being released. Organisers say the singer burst into tears when he heard the news. Thousands of Stars fans queued through the night to get their hands on those precious tickets. Sky's Emma Birchley reports.
No fans can beat Michael Jackson fans for dedication, and they queued around the corner at the O2 Arena to make sure they got to see their hero. The tickets went on sale at 7 a.m. These two were at the very front of the queue.
We had rain, our tent got flooded, but just because we knew that we were going to see Michael, none of that stuff matters because we're here for Michael, we'll do anything.
This die-hard fan was so desperate for tickets that he travelled all the way from France.
It's like a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
My grandchildren, they're coming as well, so if I can get tickets.
The man himself announced the run of shows last week. So great has been the demand that the original 10 dates have been extended to 50. 360,000 pre-sale tickets had already been sold earlier this week. Within a matter of hours, the rest had gone too. Some people have been camping here since Wednesday to get their hands on tickets, but the reality is not everyone who's bought one will actually end up going to a concert. Tickets are already being sold on eBay, with one optimistic person hoping to make £50,000 for 4. Scroll down the pages of the auction site and you can see just how many sellers are trying to make big money. Campaigners against touts say the time has come for government action.
We believe the government should hit this issue head on. We should go back to the way it was back in the 1970s, where the law was that you weren't allowed to resell a ticket for more than 15% of its face value.
Michael Jackson was said to be over the moon when he heard about the response.
He was crying. I could hear it in his voice. He was choked up. That I don't think until he walked out on the stage of that press conference and he saw all those fans, I don't think he knew himself.
But for some there was disappointment and anger.
The Ticketmaster thing, got no joy, that's why I come down here. Queue up for 6 hours and get told to go home. It's lovely, isn't it?
Now we've been that close to getting one.
Yeah. That's not fair. Not fair.
For those who missed out, there are always those auction sites. But one thing's for sure, those tickets won't be cheap. Emma Birchley, Sky News, South London.
We're right here at Michael's house. You don't know if he's good or not.
Jackson is in the hospital. He apparently suffered a heart attack. He was picked up at his home close to half an hour ago. His mother en route to visit him there after he suffered what appeared to be cardiac arrest. I believe Michael Jackson is planning a new world tour that will largely be in Europe and Asia, where he's still a huge hit and sells out just on the mere mention or announcement of a concert.
Courtney Hazlett. Courtney, the LA Times reporting that he has died. I wonder if you could put this in some sort of immediate perspective.
Guys, the LA Times is reporting he's dead.
Yeah, David, I can definitely put it in perspective for you. For the LA Times to be reporting this, I would say that is the most credible source. You have to go with who has the greatest number of people on the ground. That would be the LA Times. And This is so shocking. I mean, even for you and I, we've been covering this since news first broke that he was
reporting that Michael Jackson has died, 50 years old, from Gary, Indiana. Our MSNBC coverage, of course, is going to continue. And again, a very dramatic and big story, perhaps as big as they get in the world of pop culture and music. And so it's appropriate that our coverage should be led now by MSNBC's Keith Olbermann here in New York. Keith?
David Schuster, thank you, and thank you for your good work. Yes, we await an official announcement, but NBC News has now confirmed the earlier reports that Michael Jackson, planning on the verge of his greatest or certainly most difficult comeback of many in a long and varied career in entertainment, and one of the most controversial figures in American pop culture, if not in the society as a whole, is dead tonight at the age of 50, having succumbed apparently to cardiac arrest this afternoon.
Good evening, Latoya. Good evening, Latoya.
Hi, how are you?
Latoya, are you going to be attending Dr. Murray's court case?
Absolutely.
What do you think about him delaying everything, dragging his feet?
What kind of sentence should he receive, Latoya?
Death penalty. That's what he should be on the firing range.
They murdered my brother, and they know who they are. It's not just Dr. Murray, I promise you that. It's more people involved, and they know exactly who they are, and I'm going to let you guys know exactly what's happening and what's going on.
What do you think about Dr. Murray?
No, that's not your guy.
What's your opinion of Dr. Murray?
It's more than just Dr. Murray that's involved in this.
Do you think, Michael, do you think it's murder?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I said it in the beginning, and I believe it to this day. You must remember, Michael told me repeatedly that they were going to kill him, that he was going to die.
The bombshell cause that is now official. Today, the coroner ruled the singer's death a homicide. That means he was killed by another person. The official report also lists a cocktail of powerful sedatives and drugs in his system. Randy Kay has more on the findings, as well as a reaction from the family and new details on Dr. Conrad Murray, who's the focus of a possible manslaughter charge. Randy, what actually killed Michael Jackson?
The coroner, Anderson, says that the cause of death was acute propofol intoxication. Acute propofol intoxication. The key word there being acute, which means that the dose of propofol that he got that day, within hours of his death, is what killed him, not a buildup of propofol that might have been in his system. This could be very bad for his personal physician, Dr. Conrad Murray, who was with him at his house when he suffered cardiac arrest. Dr. Conrad Murray, as you know, has been trying to wean him off of this drug. He was apparently having trouble sleeping. He tried a lot of other drugs before. He says, according to an affidavit released earlier this week, that Michael Jackson demanded the propofol to try and sleep, and that he gave him 25 milligrams of it. But before that, he tried a lot of other drugs, according to the affidavit. And I'll give you the timeline here. 1:30 in the morning, he tried 10 milligrams of Valium. 2 a.m., an anti-anxiety drug, Ativan. 3 a.m., 2 milligrams of a sedative, Versed. 5 a.m., more Ativan. 7:30 a.m., more Versed, another 2 milligrams. And then at 10:40 a.m., after repeated requests, according to Dr. Murray, he gave him that 25 milligrams of propofol. Now, those very same drugs are mentioned in the coroner's findings just released today and connected to Michael Jackson.